Peace and blessings. I am the Moon Mama. How are y'all doing today? Happy Thursday. Thursday's day governed by Jupiter. And my cats. Can I tell you these cats? Listen, meow. It's so fascinating how intelligent they are. And I have few rules, of course, for their animals in the house. And one of them is that they can't go in the kitchen. But if the kitchen door is open, they can go sit at the door, but they can't move through my kitchen. And when I was just doing the video, one of them saw me doing the video like a kid and then went in the kitchen. And so I had to put her on punishment. So anyway, I want to invite you to register for the Mercury retrograde class. This is such a significant time around really recognizing the story that we're telling. And the thing that I absolutely know is that we can't access the stories that we tell or the tapes that are running us unless we're literally doing the work to do it. Otherwise, what takes over is being in a car, like when I'm in an Uber and the radio is playing and it's like, this your debts or this attorney or like all of that stuff fuels our subconscious. And it will distract us from the real things that we need to be focused on. So we'll be constantly tripped up by or reacting to some internal illusionary fear or something that we think is happening. It's this whole, my experience of this COVID thing is they've created an invisible enemy, right? An invisible enemy that when you're out in the world, there's this idea that something is out to get you. And the thing that we don't understand as human beings is that we're made to have dominion over this space. We're made to have, so that means everything. Viruses, bacterias, anything that could harm us. If we understand our power and understand how the subconscious works and understand how we relate, then we are not at the effect of anything that we don't choose to be at the effect of. But all the things that we are currently at the effect of now, we are because we have agreed to it, right? We believe that there's a virus out there that can get us. We believe that somebody can do harm, and because you believe that stuff, you begin to source it in your experience, and your belief in it brings it into your reality. So this is why I teach these classes, the Mercury retrograde reset class. Begin to discover the story you're telling and retell it. That there will be one live class on the 9th of June on Wednesday, which is going to be just really to help us discover the astrology and how we can redesign our story. I talk to people constantly who have stories with their mothers and things that they buried that they don't even recognize. And most of us do have stuff with our mothers. Most of us have because our mothers, it's such an interesting thing because we tend to personalize this stuff, but it's not personal. It's a collective thing that right now on the planet, most women are out of their power. They just don't really have access to their power. Not in any of the organized religions, and people might think Americans do, but American women are patterning ourselves after men, trying to be more masculine and not in the feminine. And so because most of the women in the world aren't accessing feminine power, right? Through ritual and prayer and, mystical practices and shamanistic practices, we are out of our power, and that creates a deep internal self-loathing because we always know at the depth of us that something is not right. and we function over it because we got to go to work and because such and such needs us and all that sort of stuff. And so the work is to really understand these patterns and where they come from and uproot them so we can live the lives we're here to live. So register for the Saturn in retrograde course, register for the Mercury retrograde course, register for the Pluto in retrograde course so you can discover the places where you are stuck that aren't allowing you to live into your godness, your goddessness. And what that means is if you live in your goddessness, your life will be filled with magic. You will never be unsafe. When I say never, never, it really is heaven on earth, but you have to build it in your own consciousness. Heaven is at hand, they say, and it's in your own consciousness through through your creating of it, through your getting yourself there in your psyche. So today is a Jupiter day, and Jupiter is faith and expansion and blessings and global identity. Jupiter is the king. It's literally, Jupiter is all good, except that it can be excess, right? So Jupiter is at the first degree of Pisces, and Jupiter in Pisces is this opening and this blessings into the subconscious. And I see it as an opportunity for us to recognize how we are all collectively experiencing the same thing and impacting one another. That what I do impacts you, that what you do impacts me. And the thing that I see it as is, if we can really wake up to who we really are, like our real power, if we can wake up to the fact that our consciousness is creating our reality, and then, what we're really up to is if we can allow ourselves to feel our feelings, right? So you feel the fear, you feel the frustration, you feel the pain, you feel the jealousy, feel the envy, feel it, like give yourself the opportunity, because when you feel this stuff, this is Pisces, the feeling of it dissolves it and creates it and alchemizes it into something else. These experiences come up out of our subconscious. If you want to check out a good movie that explains really how we're living through this earth plane, is Inception, with I can't think of his name, but the one who's, can't think of his name in this moment, but he was also the star of the Titanic. And Inception, this movie really shows how we are, through our frequency, we are generating a reality that is born out of our subconscious. So if you're a woman and you're in a relationship with a man who is beating you, that is coming out of your subconscious in some way. As a Black person, if you're dealing with race issues, that's coming out of your subconscious. So we need to do the work to clear our subconscious. And this, when one of us does it, it impacts us all. When one of us does the work, we're doing it for us all, because everyone has a different area to shift, to clean, to move yourself forward in. Your reality is yours, and nobody else can do your work. And the thing about it is that when our mothers don't do their work to heal themselves and bring themselves in alignment with their true power, then we inherit the work that our mothers don't do. And so this is the experience. So many of us, for years, our parents have not had access to technologies and spirituality that allows us to fully take responsibility for ourselves. So then it just goes to the next person in line. So that's what we're up to. We're up to healing. We're up to transmuting energy. And when we do it, we're up to healing and transmuting trauma and pain and all of that. And when we do it, it becomes power. The moon was at the 28th degree of Pisces when I looked, and the moon at the 28th degree is love. And literally this is this collective love, compassion, really understanding, Jupiter at the first degree of Pisces is innocent, that we're really all innocent. And that's a really challenging thing to get. But here's the thing that I realized, and I've studied history and I've studied spirituality, and I have had a lot of challenges around race because I see this country and how crazy it is. But I realize that when you're born into something, when you're literally born into something that already exists, you don't know that what it is until you get old enough to realize you're in a system or in an experience that's broken, that's racist, that's lopsided, that's not fair. And so we're all indoctrinated in it. So that gives us an innocence. It's not like you came here and created it, but it still is your responsibility to clean it up. That's the thing. So we're all innocent in this experience. And if we can give ourselves permission to recognize that, I woke up in this mess and I didn't know it. I didn't create the mess, but the mess is still mine to clean up. So the innocence allows us the faith, the power, it renews us. If we're not coming into this experience from blame and making other people wrong, but really understanding that if I'm here, I'm responsible in some way. If I'm here, there's something for me to do. And so when I really got that, my tendency towards blaming has begun to diminish, right? It's like I don't want to finger point any longer, because it's like, if I see this racist thing that's going on, then how do I fix it inside of me? And what I've discovered is that don't participate in it. I'm not going to call out racists and make them wrong. I'm going to release myself from the systematic practices. I'm going to let myself be free from the identity of being a victim. This is how I heal this, because I realized I was born into it. So if I was born into something, I can't fix a system that has been here. So I literally am like, I'm going to exit this system. I'm going to heal myself of all the beliefs that this system birthed inside of me, so that I can then go participate and create something else that does not duplicate or replicate the system that was so poisonous to us all. So with that, you all, I'm the Moon Mama. Thank you for joining the classes. Thank you for signing up for readings. I love my work. I love my work. And I don't feel like there's anything else on the planet to be doing right now other than healing work. And there are so many of us. Like, I am a part of a growing community of Black and brown people and white people who are waking up and realizing that the old system is outdated. It's going to just keep spinning the same old stories, the same old promises, and the same old disappointments. But the new system is being erected through those of us who walk away from the belief systems, walk away from the practices, walk away from the rituals of the old system, and begin to create new ones. So with that, I love y'all. Peace and blessings. I'm the Moon Mama. Bye-bye.